Hello, it's me. I just thought I'd do a Christmas roundup of what's been happening on the channel. Right, well, first of all, I've got to thank a couple of people. Saddlebag73, Don Coffee, Ian Hughes, Glenn Owen, all for offering me invaluable advice as I've been getting on with this YouTubing malarkey. I should point out that my channel's been around a little while, but it's this year that it's really taken off. I'm pleased to say I've now got 108 subscribers. Some of that's down to the all-year motorcyclist and one or two other people who give me mentions on their channels, which has been invaluable help. One thing to check if you do watch my output, just check that you're still subscribed, because I had one subscriber say that they'd been unsubscribed by YouTube. We don't know what causes that, but if you could just check and make sure you're properly subscribed. As you can see, I'm wearing another one of my hats. This is my Cambridge tweed hat. I'm wearing this because I still haven't been to the barber's. I tend not to like to go out too much this time of year because it's just too peoply down the local high street, and also the barber gets really busy this time of year, so I'm hoping that sometime about midweek I'll be able to get in there without there being a huge crowd. In the meantime, I'll just have to trim my moustaches as and when and work from there. Right. What's gone right this year on the channel? Well, I've been getting out and about on the bike as much as possible. I haven't obviously filmed all of my rides, but I've filmed a good few of them. You may ask why my average ride out video is about 50 minutes. Well, it's purely because that's how long the battery lasts. For some reason, my main battery for my GoPro seems to last 50 minutes at 4K, so, you know, it is what it is. As you know, I'm only just learning the arcane arts of editing, so I tend to do as little editing as possible, although I am learning one or two tricks. You may have noticed in a couple of shorts I did this week that I actually managed to do a voiceover on a test card and whatnot. So I'm slowly getting to grips with it all. But of course you have to remember that this channel isn't really my main hobby. It's just a bolt on to my motorcycling and railway modelling and stuff. Now, the railway modelling side of things is, well, it's all ground to a halt a little bit, partly because I've been just so busy with everything else. Obviously, I've had family things to do. I have a real life like everybody else. I'm a little bit bogged down with the model railway thing at the moment. You know, I haven't felt up to doing any more. I was ballasting. I hate ballasting. Sticking the little bits of gravel between the rails and stuff. It's time-consuming and tedious. I will get it finished one of these days, but so far I haven't had much motivation to do it. Perhaps I'll find the motivation as we go into the new year. I have got loads of really nice model trains to do pieces on. If you're here on this channel for the model railway stuff, I'm sorry it's taking so long, but you know, it's just one of those things. There will be some more model railway content, but it will be an occasional series, I think, because I mean, the other thing for the analytics, I've actually found that mostly it's my motorcycle stuff that gets the most views, although my all-time most viewed video was the Class 8 shunter with sound video, and I have absolutely no idea why that should be one of my most popular videos. Because for the most part, it's the motorcycling related stuff. My pieces to camera and my rides out tend to do the best. Anyway, I'll just turn the camera and so you can have a quick look at the layout. Oh, we're a bit wobbly. Now, you can see there's a few bits and pieces. You know, I've got a couple of sets of coaches now for the locals to pull around. I've got 3 as unyet reviewed Bachmann Class 37 locomotives with deluxe sound and 101 DMU complete with passengers and I've got various other locomotives. I just haven't gotten around to reviewing. But I will do eventually. You know, as I say, it's an occasional series because I only occasionally get time to do any work on it. So, I mean, it's also, I mean, unbeknownst to some people, I have a tertiary hobby which involves model aircraft and model armoured vehicles as well. I collect die-cast model aircraft. Some of you may have noticed the vast array of Cold War jets I've got in my garage. Oh, by the way, if anyone's interested in a collection of Cold War jets, 1/72nd scale, die-cast, drop me a line in the comments because I'd really like to. There's about 100 aircraft, I think, and I really would like to get moved on, but they'll have to go as a job lot to somebody. I'm looking for about £1,000 for the lot. They're worth more than that, but they're all mostly Hobby Master 1/72nd die-cast. The only problem with die-cast jets is that once you've assembled them, put all the bombs and little greeblies and everything on, they don't go back into boxes, so they're unboxed. But if anyone's interested in a collection of Cold War jets, and leave me contact me in the comments, and we'll see what we can do. My main collection is 1/48 scale World War II fighters. I'll do a video on those at some point. And I've got 1 or 2 complementary models. I've got some World War I fighters as well in 1/48. I mean, again, all die-cast. I don't bother building the aircraft anymore. I used to years ago, but one of the things that I do now, which seems to have taken off a bit over the last couple of years, is 1/16th scale armoured vehicles, tanks, scout cars, jeeps, that sort of thing. I've got quite a collection of kits that I've put together over the last couple of years, 1/16th scale. And that's quite a big scale to work in, but the results are marvellous. That'll be something else I might do, a little thing. But if you want to know more about 1/16th scale armoured vehicle kits, go to Andy's Hobby Headquarters channel on YouTube, because he's aficionado of these things, and he is the source of a lot of the new kits. So go check that out. Right, what has been going on this? Well, I'll just tell you a few of my favourite channels, shall I? Well, first of all, the obvious one is the all-year motorcyclist, Tame, whose content is quite eclectic. You know what you're getting with Tame anyway. You always know you're going to have a jolly nice few minutes with him on his mutters twice a week, and he does his fairly frequent motorcycle reviews, and they're fairly down to earth, and Tame, you know, he's just an all-round good egg, nice chap. So in the unlikely event you haven't heard of him, go find all your motorcyclists and tell him the Norfolk Thunderbolts sent you. Anyway, who else has been notable this year? Well, Ian Hughes, one of my most watched channels this year. Ian does some lovely stuff out on Clementine, hither and thither and yon, all over North Wales and and the Lake District and Pennines and well anywhere up north. He does some lovely videos, very relaxing. He has a nice chat as he goes along as well, and apparently spends a lot of time complaining about potholes, which doesn't surprise me really. But again, he's an absolutely fabulous chap, and he's helped me out quite a bit. Little bits of advice and encouragement and whatnot. So he's a thoroughly nice chap and well worth a look. Another thoroughly nice chap and all-round good egg is Glyn Owen. Glyn has burst on our screens this year with an As It Happens series where he was customising and repairing a crashed, damaged, repairable Royal Enfield Meteor. And for nostalgic reasons, I enjoyed it because it took me back to my days as a Sprog mechanic and learning everything through trial and error. And my goodness, Glyn does have trial and error. Sometimes Mr. Health and Safety doesn't live here. And oh, dearie me. Oh, he's kept me in stitches sometimes with his learning curve, bless him. And he's an absolutely marvellous fellow. And he's just started a new series on the an insurance write-off classic 350 he's doing up. I can guarantee you he'll have you in stitches in places and cringing in others, and yeah, he's such a wonderful bloke. Oh, so anyway, go watch him. At the other end of the scale, although just as notable, is Paul Henshaw, who's down at Llanfyrdr in southern Wales, and he is old school, and he's the Jedi Master of all things single cylinder, I'd say. Anything before 1980, I think he said. Although he does touch on Indian Royal Enfields and stuff like that. But I think what he doesn't know about engines is probably so arcane that it's not worth knowing. But I thoroughly enjoy his channel. He's got thousands in his back catalogue of videos from as short as 2 or 3 minutes to an opus of an hour long or whatever, depending on what he's doing. I particularly like his occasional series, Paul's Rants. Thanks to those, I now know what a bag of spanners sounds like. And as I say, there's all sorts of things you can learn. I mean, even an old greybeard like me has learned some stuff from Paul, which is saying a lot, really. But as I say, if you want some good nostalgic workshop techniques, engineering, and various other things, and lots of arcane knowledge about engines in years gone by and stuff, go see Paul Henshaw's channel. You won't be disappointed. But don't blame me if you you lose nearly a week or 2 weeks of your life for watching his back catalogue, because it's certainly worth it. Now, who else is notable this year? There's that bloke on a motorbike. His stuff is very entertaining. He goes around, as he rides around, he gives a mutter. He's just got himself a new replacement Classic 350, which we shall look forward to in the new year. Again, lovely chap, and you'll enjoy his rides and meandering. I find it very relaxing watching other riders out and about, especially in areas of the country I can't get to readily, or if I'm not been well, which I've had a little bit of this year, but we've already spoken of. Right, now, another one of my most watched channels that I thoroughly enjoy is Bruce at Ghost Rider Scotland. Now, for those of you who haven't seen him, he does, obviously rides around on the Classic 350, around the environs, around Dunbar and places up in East Lothian, and he's also gone on the NC 500 during the year, and the North Coast 500, and he's been all over Scotland on that little Classic 350, proving that you can do long distance touring on a Royal Enfield 350. Of course you can. They're a marvellous bike, and for the sort of riding he does, it's absolutely ideal. So go check his channel. It isn't just the Classic 350, by the way. He also runs a 1945 Jeep, which he buzzes around, and he did a very good series just lately, I think it was a 3-part called Snow Patrol, where he and a friend of his are out in their Jeeps riding through the snow in East Lothian. So go and enjoy. That is a really enjoyable little series of videos there. The other thing he does is he and his wife go out on their bicycles and a kayak occasionally, and they go around various places of interest. Sometimes it'll be a beach combing trip looking for old munitions and bits of interesting metal and stuff, and other times they'll be going to bunkers and tank traps and pillboxes, World War II, 1940s sites, and again, very, very interesting. So if you like a bit of military history, then Bruce is your man. And for sheer diversity of content, he's definitely a really good channel. I would highly recommend. He's also, again, turns out, little bits of advice and whatnot. Turned out to be a thoroughly good egg as well, so thank you, Bruce, for your help over the year. I haven't gotten to this stage of my channel without lots of advice and help and from various people in the YouTube community, and it is a community, and it's surprising how much people pull together and just help out when the mindful motorcyclist recently had a bit of a tumble, and he was actually overwhelmed by the number of people who offered him help and advice and even free motorcycle parts to fix his bike and stuff like that. And another example was when that bloke on a motorbike, Dave, had Ivy stolen from him for the second time, unfortunately. And he was, again, overwhelmed with the number of people that rallied round, but that's what we do. Bit of coffee, just wet the whistle a bit. Anyway, what else can I say? Martin Trafford. When it's been cold and windy, my wife and I have been sitting and watching Martin Trafford's journey around very sunny Spain, around Andorra and places like that, and up and down the mountains and on his Himalayan blizzard. he was very encouraging to me about these pieces to cameras. If you want to blame somebody for the amount of times my fizzle appears on this channel, it's his fault. Yeah, no good deed goes unpunished. Anyway, yes, thank you, Martin, for your encouragement of things as well. And of course, Lane's Explorer too, Peter. Your feedback is always valuable, sir. I mean, that's the nice thing about this. It's been more than just the getting out and filming, and yes, it can be a bit tedious doing the editing and stuff like that, but the fact is that you suddenly find that you're actually in a community of people instead of just an isolated person. This is the thing I've learned this last year, that there's a lovely community of people that help each other out and stuff like that. So, right, the news hounds for this year. Got to be Mr. Bingley Wheeler. Hello, David. And Uncle Stuart Fillingham. Both got their fingers on the pulse of what's going on out there and important things we should know. So that's always a good thing to know. So if there's anything afoot that we need to know about, you can bet your bottom shekel those two will let us know as regards to the recent goings on at Whitby. It interests me from 2 points of view, both as a motorcyclist and as a railwayman of the past, and so I was interested from both points of view on the Whitby goings on. I mean, if I go up there, I would like to think that I can actually stop and with my good lady and have a nice cup of tea and a bacon sandwich without being hassled by officialdom. But I do get a bit annoyed with that. But the thing is, from the point of view of an ex-railwayman, I think it's a ridiculous way to run a railway. Making decisions about parking and things without actually doing any blooming research. And I think that one blew up in their faces. So, well done, Northern Rail, for doing a rethink and just doing the right thing and, backing off. Because it was the right thing to do. What you did was wrong by any measure. Also, I'd like to point out a little piece that people missed. Northern Rail is run by the operator of last resort. In other words, when their franchise was taken over by the public purse, they're effectively renationalised. Which means we are the ones who crack the whip, not some of the higher-ups in the Department of Transport better take notice. And us motorcyclists, in fact railway people, are far from the voiceless people they think. So if you think you can bring out draconian rules without there being some backlash, well, you're sadly wrong, because we won't put up with it. So there. Anyway, enough of that. I'll take my tinfoil hat off now. Actually, I'm wearing my flat cap. Anyway, what else is interesting? Well, I've been promising you a story about my second motorcycle, which is the Honda Cub C70. I will be doing that soon, I promise. And I'm going to try and do some other bits and pieces over the holiday period. Now, I can't guarantee when things are going to come out over the next. I try and get one video every week, but even if it's just a piece to camera when I can't go out riding. As you're probably well aware at the moment, I'm also struggling to get my filming rig for the bike sorted out, so I am working on that. I got the microphone worked out, and I've more or less, with Ian Hughes' help and Glyn Owen's help, managed to figure out how to mount the camera on the helmet, so that I can get a more rider's eye view on my rides out. Also, I do find the chest rig a bit of a blooming nuisance sometimes to set up, or it just don't sit right on a particular jacket, or as the chest rig is affected by whatever I'm wearing. Whereas I figured if I do a helmet mount, then you'll get a more rider's eye view of what I'm doing, and also I'll be able to look over to points of interest, and you'll actually be able to see them. And that's all very well as me saying, oh, there's a castle on the left-hand side, and you won't be able to see it because I've gone past it. But if I can look over to it, you'll see it. So I think helmet mount is the way to go. A lot of people use helmet mount, and I can see why. Well, there's something funny going on in my ear roll at the minute. Anyway, that's about it for the time being. I think I've gabbled on long enough now. My coffee's starting to get cold. Other brands of coffee are available. But a lot of them are rubbish. And I should point out, I do drink tea as well, so only Yorkshire tea. I like it proper. Actually, I like a lot of things proper. But there you go. Anyway, if I don't see you all before, have a lovely holiday. Whether you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, or whatever other holidays come over this season, winter holiday, solstice, or whatever you want to call it. Enjoy your time with your families. And don't forget what I always say. Keep both tyres in touch with the tarmac at all times. Keep your hands on the bars, except for if you're giving hand signals. And above all else, be kind. Alright? Especially at this season. Be kind. Anyway, I'll see you later. I better go. The wife's cooking me a nice bit of gammon today. That's got to be good days. Right, catch you later. Mind how you go.